Man, let me take you back to my senior year at Roosevelt High in Philly, when I first walked through those heavy glass doors as Lena Carter, the new kid, fresh from Detroit, just trying to keep my head down and make it to graduation. I'm a black girl, used to standing out in places where most faces don't look like mine, but this school? It was a whole different beast, hallways buzzing with cliques, whispers trailing me like shadows. And at the center of it all, Chloe Bennett, this blonde queen bee with a smile sharp enough to cut glass. She ran the place like it was her personal kingdom, her crew Madison with her snarky smirks, Emma always ready with a jab, and her cousin Ethan, the basketball star with a swagger that screamed untouchable, making sure everyone knew their place. Right off the bat, I felt Chloe's eyes on me, sizing me up like I was a puzzle she needed to break. I wanted to be invisible, just get my diploma and bounce. I'd moved schools enough to know the drill: stay quiet, don't make waves, blend into the background. But Chloe? She wasn't having it. It started small snickers in the hallway. Oh, look at Detroit girls' thrift store vibe. Loud enough for me to hear, but soft enough to dodge trouble. I'd clutch my backpack straps, keep my eyes on the floor, telling myself, Lena, just get through this. But by week 2, it wasn't just whispers. In the cafeteria, Chloe accidentally bumped my tray, sending my burger and soda splattering across the table. Her fake gasp, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry," drawing laughs from every corner. I didn't flinch, just cleaned it up, calm as ever, but inside, I was boiling, not with anger, but with this heavy weight, knowing silence wasn't going to cut it forever. See, what Chloe didn't know was I wasn't just some quiet transfer. My dad, Jamal, used to be a boxer, ran a gym back in Detroit where I spent my childhood dodging punches and learning how to stay cool when the world's screaming at you to lose it. I made a promise to myself after a bad fight at my old school, where I let my fists talk and ended up with a suspension and a girl in the ER. Never again, I swore. But Chloe kept pushing, her crew egging her on, Ethan blocking my path in gym, Madison spreading rumors I was ghetto trash. It was like they needed me to crack to prove Chloe's crown was still shiny. I'd go home, slump on our creaky couch, and Dad would see it in my eyes. Lena, he'd say, his voice steady like a heartbeat. You don't pick fights, but you don't let him walk over you either. Strength ain't just in your hands, it's in how you stand. Things hit a breaking point when I found a note on my locker, Chloe's perfect handwriting practically daring me. After school, by the track, unless you're too scared to show, new girl. The whole school was buzzing, kids sneaking glances, waiting for the showdown. I could have walked away, but I was done hiding. That afternoon, under a gray Philly sky, I stepped onto the track, heart pounding but steady, facing Chloe and her crew, Ethan looming like a wall, Madison smirking, Emma filming on her phone. Chloe strutted forward, tossing her hair, voice dripping with venom. Ready to learn your place, Lena? Or you gonna run back to Detroit? The crowd held its breath, waiting for me to fold. I didn't. I looked her dead in the eyes, voice low but firm. Chloe, you're gonna wish you didn't start this. She laughed, but it was shaky, and when Ethan lunged to shove me, I moved like Dad taught me, quick, smooth, using his own force to spin him into the dirt. The crowd gasped. Madison froze. Then Emma rushed me, all wild swings, but I sidestepped, grabbed her wrist, and locked it just enough to make her wince, not hurt. I let go, stepped back, and there was Chloe, face pale, charging at me in a last-ditch attempt to save her ego. I didn't even blink, just caught her arm, twisted, and held her there, teetering, her pride crumbling in front of everyone. I leaned in, voice barely above a whisper. You don't own me, Chloe. You never will. The track went silent, like the air itself was stunned. Chloe staggered back, eyes wide, no queenly smirk left. Her crew scattered, and the kids watching? They weren't laughing anymore, they were looking at me like I'd rewritten the rules. I didn't feel like a hero, just free. I walked away, leaving Chloe to pick up the pieces of her shattered throne. Next day, Roosevelt High felt different. Chloe slunk through the halls. No posse, no power, just a girl trying to disappear. I saw her at lunch, alone, staring at her tray like it held all her mistakes. Part of me wanted to hate her, but I knew that empty feeling too well. So I walked over, tray in hand, and sat across from her. The cafeteria went quiet again. This doesn't have to keep going. I said, soft but clear. Let's just stop. Chloe didn't look up, but I saw her nod, barely, like she was finally letting go. That moment changed everything. Roosevelt wasn't perfect, but the whispers turned to respect, and kids started questioning the cliques, the cruelty. I didn't want Chloe's crown, I just wanted to be me, Lena Carter, the girl who stood up without losing herself. True strength isn't about knocking someone down. It's about standing tall when they try to break you. So what about you? Ever faced a Chloe in your life? How do you handle it, or would you now, knowing what you know? Drop it in the comments. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and let's keep this convo going. Thanks for listening.